Chapter 14, Power. Dogan Ronda. Sisis rose from the east, and with it Luna and Risa reflected down the former's rays, covering the sky with a languid palette of colors. "You have eyes as beautiful as the moon's." Those were Lamari's exact words. She was the only one who ever said anything so kind about me. Now all I had were memories. My eyes were dry, although I felt like crying. Nothing could be done anymore. I had to pay my respect to Lamari, and after that, find Kino. I had to be the one to tell him. He would be furious at me, but that's the consequence of breaking my promise. I shoveled soil over Lamari's body, and this time no part of her body showed, as the motherland fully welcomed her back. I rubbed at the corner of my eyes, driving away any trace of tears. I knelt and did what I knew I had to. For Lamari, the only person I ever used my power for. I touched the ground, closed my eyes, and waited for a few seconds. Then I opened them, my hands still touching the ground. One by one the flowers started to grow. Roses first, to that part of the ground that was covering her face. Then daisies, sunflowers, birds of paradise, azaleas, flowers of all kinds. Soon the flowers started to grow and bloom on their own, traveling across the earth, covering the ground with the delicious shades of spring, stretching as far as my eyesight could reach until around me, all I could see was a sea of flowers. This time I didn't feel resentment over my power, which was to grow flowers, because Lamari deserved to have such an exquisite funeral. I was still kneeling when I heard someone moving behind me. I ignored the sounds. Another one appeared in front of me. And another one. And another. When I stood up, I looked at all of them. Their skins were tanned and wrinkled like they had grown barks instead of flesh. "We share your grief, little brother," one of them said. Nobody had ever called me little in all my life. I almost laughed at the irony. "We're tree runners," another one said. "We share your grief, little brother," another one said, as though it was part of a ritual. I looked warily at them, wondering why they were being kind to me. It was said that when they were banished to Sinista, the tree runners lost their gentleness, as though whatever was good in them was driven away by a darker side that nobody knew they had. Sinista, an evil place, does that to anyone. "What are you doing here?" "Sinista is far away," I said. My heart was heavy with Lamari's loss, but I couldn't believe that tree runners could be roaming Akea. It is time for a cleansing. At least, for some of us who do not wish to succumb to the darkness of that place. Once every moon turn, some of us take a journey. We are very few, but at least there are some of us who remain who we are, the tallest tree runner said. I did not understand what they meant when they said cleansing, but I was only interested in finding out about one thing for now. "Did you call me little brother?" I asked. "We tend the trees. You make the flowers. We are one with the motherland. When you grew the flowers, we felt you." He paused. "You are our little brother." It sounded ridiculous because I wasn't a small man, but I didn't argue. "Your condolences are accepted, brothers," I said, hoping that it was the appropriate response to what they said. They nodded, and then one by one they walked away. I glanced at where Lamari lay. Then for the second and last time I clenched my fist, thumped it against my chest twice, and uttered as though in reverence, "Goodbye, my dear Lamari. May the gods take you kindly to their homes. I would rescue and fight for Kino to death. This would be the fight that defines me. I promise you."